with few tools and no food or water except what he himself could collect. Republican Congressman Jeff Flake of Arizona is here to talk about his extreme test of his survival skills. Congressman, glad to have you here in the Situation Room.
Glad to be here.
All right, why did you do this?
You know, I've always read a lot of survival stories, sailing adventures gone bad. I've been fascinated by how people survived. I just always wanted to do it.
Since you were a little boy?
Yeah.
Like Robinson Crusoe or whatever?
And I grew up on a dry, dusty ranch in Arizona, and so water appealed to me.
So you've been thinking about this literally for years?
Yeah. Yes.
And your wife and your kids, they knew about this?
Yeah, they've lived with it for quite a while. I actually met my wife on a beach in Hawaii. BYU has a campus on the North Shore, and that's
Brigham Young University.
Yes.
So you were there and you wanted to do it. All right, so tell us what happened. You had to find an island, first of all.
Google Earth.
Is that what you did?
Well, that's part of it. I knew I wanted to be in the Marshall Islands. It's right in the central Pacific.
And forgive me if I'm ignorant. Is that part of U.S. territory?
No, but it's fairly close. People in the Marshall Islands carry a U.S. passport, and some of them serve in our military. In fact, a lot of them do.
So you find one tiny little deserted island, and what do you do?
Well, the Marshall Islands is a chain of about 1,200 islands, and a lot of them are uninhabited.
But you found one of them.
I found one of them.
How did you know it was uninhabited?
Well, Google Earth. Yeah, you can tell. And also I checked with the Marshallese government, and they have a great government, and we have a close relationship with them, and we're able to work with them on this.
And so how do you get to that island? By boat?
Well, I flew first to Hawaii, then to Majuro, then to Kwajalein, and then by boat about 3 hours north.
And somebody just dropped you off at the island. There's a picture, and I want you to turn around and tell us about this picture, because there you are. You had to collect your own food, and I guess you did some spearfishing.
Right. I didn't take any food. I just took some salt and pepper. My wife convinced me to take that.
Why salt and pepper?
Well, just to season whatever I caught, or what I hoped to catch, at least.
So that's basically the only thing salt and pepper?
Well, that as far as food, yes. And I took a little
water
desalinator pump, so I had to pump
you could take the salt water and make your own water.
So you had to pump for a long time, but it was good water. But with fish, I would just go out, that's at low tide on the lagoon side, and I would go out about 100 yards beyond where you see the breakers there. And there were a lot of fish. And I had a pole spear, or a Hawaiian sling, that has an elastic strap, and you go underwater and shoot it. I had a mask and fins and snorkel.
And these pictures, and we're going to show some more pictures, you took them yourself. Well, you just set them up on a timer?
Yes,
is that it?
A timer and a tripod. That's what people have asked. Who was on that island with you? I was very much alone.
Since you reported about this, told everybody it happened at the end of the summer, what's the most frequently asked question that people have been asking you?
By far, did you talk to a volleyball?
Because of the
Tom Hanks movie.
Castaway.
I didn't take a volleyball with me, but by about day 3, I was looking for a little feedback at least. And
you took a little hammock, right?
I did.
And that's where you slept.
I did. And
could you really sleep?
You know, hammocks are meant for napping in the backyard, I think. But 7 nights in a hammock was a little long. But I wanted to be off the ground, at least, and so it was doable. I just woke up a lot.
So you didn't really get great night's sleep?
No.
Were you ever scared?
You know, the first night, it's very dark. It's 9 degrees north of the equator, and so you have a lot of darkness. 12 hours.
You're hearing a lot of sounds.
A lot of sounds. Coconuts falling, leaves or branches breaking, or hermit crabs crawling along the
Because are there wild animals on that?
No, not on those islands. There are no snakes and things like that to worry about. And there's no standing water, so you wouldn't have any big critters.
But there were some sharks, right?
There were a lot more than I figured.
How close did the sharks get to you?
There were some about 7 feet long. These are black-tipped sharks.
So this is when you went in the water to catch some fish to eat and survive.
Right.
You would see sharks.
Yeah, and when I'd be out surfing, and they would typically come and circle me a few times, and then hopefully go a little ways away.
Because if I saw sharks, I wouldn't even go in the water. But you had no choice at that point.
Well, you had to get the fish you wanted to eat were out a little ways, and that's where the sharks were.
No.
But I was careful, and I passed on a lot of good fish to spear when there were sharks present. That was a difficult thing, is to be able to spear a fish and get to shore.
So you're a religious man,
sure.
So you had a chance to really, I guess, bond, if you will, with God.
I mean, you can't spend that amount of time alone in such beauty and not come away with a greater appreciation for this wonderful earth that we have.
We're going to continue this conversation, but there is a show on television called Survivor.
There is, but you can get voted off that island, and I don't want to take the chance.
So you're not going to do that show?
I don't think so.
Maybe, if they call. Could be fun.
Okay, we'll see.
Congressman, thanks very much. We're glad you came back safe and sound.
Thank you.
Thank you. And turning from